So good morning, family. How are you doing this beautiful? What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday? What's Wednesday morning, family? Woo-hoo! Wednesday morning. What is Wednesday in Team Effort Network, family? Payday! Yes, it is. And congratulations to you who went out and you shared this beautiful thing that we're doing here in Team Effort Network. You went out and you shared, and you're building a team, and you're making a difference and changing people's lives. And today is payday for you. Congratulations. Well, you have dialed into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call, and this is your host, Pastor Denise McDowell, along with my business partner, one-star DCQ qualifying executive founding member, Pastor Del Waver. Family, the line is open. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Good morning, Selma Williams, Walterboro, South Carolina. It's a great day.
All right, Miss Selma. I hear you, girl. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Good to hear you this morning. Good to hear you. You sound pumped up, Miss Selma.
Thank you.
Maryland.
All right, Maryland. Who's that calling from Maryland?
Josephine.
Hi, Josephine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, Josephine. Doing fantastic.
Wonderful.
Good to have you here this morning. Keep it coming. Family Hood is with us this morning.
Payday extraordinaire in the house. Payday, baby. You know who this is.
I'm going to tell you, that's my buddy Robert.
That's your buddy Robert. Rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling.
Hey, payday, baby, payday.
Yes,
we are getting paid in Team Effort Network.
Last 12 years, man. 12 years and growing.
There you go. That's
right.
Keep
it coming, family. Who else is with us this morning? Go right ahead. Introduce yourself.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the house. This is Carol.
All right, Carol. I'm still waiting to hear from you, Carol.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm in Pittsburgh.
Everything's going fine here. I've been trying to make some contacts and getting the word out, and I'm having a good time.
Oh, Carol, that sounds so good. That sounds like a winner. I love it. Love it. Good to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Sammy. Who's with us this morning? Introduce yourself. Where are you calling it from?
Kiana from North
Carolina. Oh, wow. I heard Kiana. Is that Kiana's in the house? And I heard, is that South Carolina was in the house? Down in this morning. Welcome to the... Welcome. Good to hear you all here dialing in. Welcome, family who is with us. Go right ahead and introduce yourself.
Esty from California.
Hi, Angie from California. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Pastor Denise?
You know, we are doing pretty good here on the East Coast, lady. We're doing pretty good. How's it going on the West Coast?
Well, it's still early here.
I know. Bless your heart. You're up early. Bless your heart. I mean, you're a go-getter. You're a go-getter, girl.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
All in Alfreda
Jackson. Oh. Hi, Mr. Jackson. Hi, Dancing Machine. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Just great. Good to hear your voice.
Bless your heart. Good to hear you too this morning. Good to hear you guys. Y'all pumped and excited.
Yeah, always.
This thing. Wow.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
Down in this morning, excited. The West Coast is represented. The East Coast is represented. Pennsylvania's in the house. New York's in the house. Atlanta's in the house. North Carolina, South Carolina, Detroit. I tell you, family, it's great to hear all of your voices dialing in. It's good to hear your name. Say your name. Call it out. Let it be known throughout the earth who you are and what you're doing, because you are doing some great things here in Team Effort Network. We are literally changing people's lives one spray at a time. Did you hear those wonderful testimonies that we had on the call yesterday? My goodness, with Julie, her story was just incredible with what she suffered and what she went through for so many years and all the different challenges that she was faced with. That it was just find relief from pain, and she went from a size 16 from a size 22 to a size 16. My goodness, her something was diagnosed lately as autism, I've been autistic, and now he's doing great in schools. His teachers have noticed the difference from him. His psychiatrist has noticed the difference. And I'm telling you, family, it's wonderful to hear what the sprays are doing in the lives of so many people around the globe. So continue to share. Continue to invite people to the call. Invite them to this call. Invite them to the calls that we have in the evenings, the 10-minute opportunity call. It's just a great thing that we're doing, and people need to hear it, and they need to know what you are doing. Well, I'm going to pause right here and bring on my business partner, one-star DCQ qualified executive signing member, Pastor Del Wafer. Are you there this morning, sir?
Well, you know it. I am here, alive and kicking, excited about all the things that's going on. When you think about all of these, new testimonies and these new people talking about their lives being changed, and you have so much excitement on these calls when I can hear the excitement in people's voice. They're only announcing themselves and they're saying their name and where they're from, but you can hear in their voice that there's excitement in it. There's something going on there. And so when we hear that going on all across the country, when you hear people pop in from South Carolina and North Carolina and Atlanta and California and Detroit and Pittsburgh and, all of these people around the area just popping in and saying, I'm here. You can hear that something's taking place in their lives. And, when we look at, people's lives and we see, their body, the product has helped them in their bodies. They've gotten back their health. They're not sick. When we were down in South Carolina, you had Sherry and David. And when we were pulling up, they were walking in the building. And, just to see how, she was walking and just the confidence level that she had, we both would say, wow, think of where she was, 3 years ago. But now they have something to talk about. I mean, this is really happening, Pastor D, around the country and around the world. This is really happening. People are getting their lives back.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of what we do here. I see Mel and Amy go, so they can just sit and listen to the testimonies over and over and over. Because when you can step back and you can just observe and listen to see what you've done to make a difference in somebody's life, it's just priceless. It's priceless. I mean, you can't put a price on that. And you're right, Pastor. When we pull up in North Carolina, we pull up just in time to see David and Sherry walking into the building like two little teenagers holding hands. They're like two big kids now. Like David's got this big old jolly, Santa Claus face. He just smiles and he's glowing. And Sherry, she's glowing just as much as he is. And he's talking about retiring now. In 2 years, he's going to be able to retire because of the compensation plan that is offered to him through Team Effort Network. That is a beautiful goal to set. He said they're going to spend their time on the beach. I love to say, go for it, David. Go for it, Sherry.
That's such an amazing, it's just an amazing story to hear, that people are setting their retirement. They see how this business is bringing in money for them to be able to do some things that they wouldn't normally be able to do on a regular retirement. And they're saying, you know what, we're going to be a part of that 1% of the retirees that don't have to go back to work. And, every month our check is going to get bigger because of what we did. We took action on an opportunity that we saw when we saw it, when that company was small, and today the company is large. I say that is such the biggest opportunity that is present right now for everyone who's on this call. When you're talking to people, the biggest opportunity that we're telling people is this company is small. It's going to be large. What do you want to be? You want to be in this company when we're large, or you want to be in this company now so that when we go large, you can have the same type of plans that David and Sherry has, which is we're going to retire, we're going to travel, and we're going to spend our time on the beach. And that's going to be an amazing time. Pastor D, I think in about 2 or 3 years, it's going to be a lot of people doing things in their lives that they never thought that they could do because of what 10 and Mel and Amy Gill brought to them. this company about 10.
You know, it tickles my stomach when I hear that, you know, because you know and I know, just like Mel and Amy Gill know, that's going to happen. That's just going to happen. And when people see what this, by their position of favor that they're in now, what that's going to bring them in the very new future, they're just going to, lives are just going to be changed. And because of that, you're going to be able to change so many other people's lives because you're going to be so blessed to do that. And, you know, Pastor, I think when we first started, you know, we started off just bringing in people in our family, right? You know, we got introduced to this, and we just started, you know, marketing our family, bringing our family members in. Then we started bringing in our neighbors, and then we started bringing in our communities, and then we started bringing in our churches and pastors, and now we're bringing in countries. You know, I mean, we bring out and bringing in mom and pop to bring in the whole countries at a time. Come on now, woo, that's exciting.
Well, that's exciting, you know, when you can get in this early and there's these other countries are not in. You know, every one of us knows somebody from another country. You know, we know somebody from another country. And so this, what happens is when you find out there's somebody from another country and the product is not there and you get the opportunity to share, and then we go and open that country and your people now are, you know, I mean, you have a worldwide global business just right there from your home. You know, you're right. You know, we're opening countries. There's going to be countries who's going to be saying, thank you guys. Thank you guys for getting this thing started in the United States and not giving up. Thank you for not quitting when you could have and not quitting when things got hard and when things didn't go right and when things that you couldn't control was causing you stress, but you kept fighting, you kept going. Thank you guys, because if you guys had quit, then we probably would have not had 10 around the country. And, you know, we're opening 5 countries right now with many, many more to come. And that's going to be the testimony. As each country comes on, the testimony is going to be what you guys did on this phone every single day and what you've done since you joined this business is you kept this company alive. You've committed to be brand ambassadors. And because of the success that the U.S. has in this company, the world will be grateful.
Wow. Well, we met some beautiful people while we were in North Carolina over the weekend. We have another beautiful leader that's going to call with us today. So, Pastor Del, will you please let us know who's going to share with us today?
Well, I am so glad to have this young lady. She's got to do a dance to get on the call. She's a dispatcher at her job, and but she was really excited about being on the call. And that's one of the things that, you know, you and I have a great time when we go to these different places and we meet people for the first time and people start telling their story, just like yesterday. You know, you get a chance to meet people. You get a chance to hear their story. And North Carolina was no different. I mean, there were so many stories in North Carolina about people and doing this business and people's goals and dreams about this business. And so we got a chance to meet this young lady and just really was just fond of her attitude and her character, or characteristics of her demeanor, her confidence. And when we start hearing about her story and then start hearing about what the product is doing in her body, you know, it's just been an amazing thing. So we're going to have Miss Angie Bradley on the call today, and we're going to hope that she was able to navigate how to get on. But Angie, are you there with us today?
Good morning, family. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Well, I am doing fine. I hope each and every one of you are having an awesome morning, getting it started right here, getting a word of encouragement to go out and face the day and to also jumpstart your business to the next level. I hope that's what comes out of this today.
Well, you know, Angie, you know, we met you when we were there this past weekend for the Super Saturday, and you were there and you were just gleaming and you were, you know, in the spotlight. And tell us, before we get into really the whole story of you and the product, but tell us, what were you doing, and why did you say yes?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I lost everyone. No, what I am actually doing, my full-time job is currently a transportation dispatcher. And if some of you know anything about transportation dispatching, it gets really crazy. So I knew something was in the works for me. I just did not know exactly what channel it was coming from. And I knew something exciting was about to knock on my door. Well, I did not realize that when me and Miss Sherry Reed had a long phone conversation, and it was an A to Z conversation, midstream, she stopped and said, I want you in my business. And I was like, wow, there it is. Knocked on my front door or on my telephone line and said, I want you in my business. And I knew that that was how it was going to come to me, that someone was going to come to me and say, I want you. Not I need you, but I want you in my business. And that's how I am, where I am today. Thank you, Miss Sherry Reed. I know you're listening in today. And I thank her for just, bringing this opportunity to me. So I have an opportunity to set myself up to eventually say bye-bye to the transportation world and hello full-time 10. That is my goal here.
Well, no, and I love what you just said there, because you just said something in that phrase that you used that most people miss it. They don't get. And she said, I want you in my business. Not that I need you. And unfortunately, so many times in multi-level marketing and in direct sales, people who are presenting the opportunity, so needy. I need you. Come on. It's almost like begging people to join the business. And, you beg them to join the business, you're going to have to beg them to stay in the business, But when you have somebody like a Sherry who understands this business and understands, how these things work, and she said, I want you in my business, then the reverse happens. Is now you want to be a part of something where you want it, okay? And that's really one of the powerful things about advancing this business. So she asked you to, hey, I want you in my business. You guys went through A to Z about the business, and you came into the business and you started taking the product. Tell us what happened next.
I came into the business about late June, and I have been growing slowly but steady. And let me also add to that, Wednesday paydays are awesome since it is Wednesday. I began to use the product, and here, let me give you a little snippet of how my day used to be. It used to be I would get up, first hour I had lots of energy, but after that first hour I was like, oh, Lord, I need to go back to bed. I need a new attitude. I don't want to deal with life. I don't want to deal with people. I had a 2-year-old. I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to deal with none of this. I had no energy. And that was basically my day. And I was like, oh, my gosh, something's got to change. So when Missionary Reed introduced me to 10, she also let me use the product while I was waiting on mine to come in. And the first week, it was daily changes. And I would call her every day. Oh, good Lord, what in the world, But from day one, I had not slept like Friday and Saturday, and this was on Sunday that I started my product. On Sunday, I remember it was me and my son. I was taking him to a birthday party. It was at the park. It was at the lake, and it was go after church. And I was like, oh, man, how am I going to get through this? I'm going to need a nap. I'm going to need, some energy drink, something, or an IV of something to get me through. And I used those products that morning. And let me tell you, my son knocked out before I did that day. I think I ran him ragged, up the park, down the park, around the lake, through the church. We were going that day. So I noticed immediately my energy level had increased, which was awesome. By day 2, I was noticing that I was sleeping. It was normally my mind and body would not shut off or shut down to even sleep. And I'd be awake at 1, 2, 3, counting the time, not counting the sheep, counting the time to get up out of the bed. And now it's like, wow, I fell asleep, and I think my tongue was hanging out of my mouth because when I lay down in that bed, I woke up and I was in the same position. I was like, oh, good Lord, that's never happened. Normally I'm all over the place, getting up and down across the bed, this way and that way, and, waking up at the opposite side of the bed. Okay, come on now. By day 3, y'all know now, if you're in the dispatch world, it's crazy, like I said. By day 3, I was sitting at my desk, and I was like, wow. It was like a whole world just lifted off my shoulders. I had that relaxed state of mind going on. And I couldn't figure it out, and I was like, oh, my goodness, what in the world? It was just like, it didn't matter that people were chaotic and things were chaotic. It didn't matter because I was relaxed. By day 4, I am sitting at my desk at work, and this is no joke. I got the giggle. My coworker looked at me and said, what are you taking over there? I said, I'm telling you, it's just the vitamin sprays. And I would just giggle for no reason. And she kept looking at me like, you doing something else? And I'm like, no, I'm really taking the vitamin sprays. And I remember calling Sherry that day, and I said, Sherry, what is this? I'm like, is this pot in a bottle? I've got the giggles. What in the world? And I know we're all family, so we can talk about this now. And it's just been awesome. But, not only did I notice daily changes, I mean, that was like the first week. So we went through a roller coaster there that first week of good stuff. But I had an issue with my hands. My hands, for years, I went to the dermatologist, to the doctors. They said, oh, you have psoriasis. They gave me steroid shots, creams, pills. Nothing worked. I used the high-end lotions, the low-end lotions. I scrubbed my hands with this and that, and nothing worked. But when I got on the vitamin sprays, about 2 weeks later, I looked down, and because I had not paid attention to my hands, because all this time they've been so rough, I wouldn't even let people touch my hands, okay? And I noticed just right out of the blue one day, I called Cheryl, I said, do you know what just happened? I said, my hands are clear and they're soft. I can let people touch my hands now. I don't have that, oh, good Lord, they're going to think I'm part man over here trying to, shake my hand or something. No, it was just a soft hand, and it was what it was supposed to be all these years. That has to come from the vitamin D. All this time, and nobody told me I was vitamin D. And we're talking years. We're talking over 10 years, okay? I'm only still 28, if anybody out there listening. Anyway, we'll move on from that. And I noticed that my hair and my nails were growing. I was like, my hair never grew. And my nails, same thing. And they just took off and started growing. And even my husband's like, your hair hasn't been this long in like forever that he can remember. Now, remember, I'm only still 28, but we've been married, 20 years anyway. But those are those good side effects, if you will call them side effects, of the 10 sprays. It's just positive changes. Still to this day, I'm still noticing changes, whether it be in my taste buds have changed from the phlegm that is your psyche. My water intake, I never had a problem with drinking lots of water, but now it's like, water is 24/7 for me. So there's just great changes there all around for these products. And if you're listening today, and if maybe you're not using the products, or you've got someone on the call that's maybe thinking about it, take that step. Take the step. Use it. What you got to lose? Something good's going to happen to you. And then you're going to tell somebody. And then the most awesome thing, we're going to get paid for our own advertisements. These other companies aren't paying us to advertise for their use of their product, but 10 will pay. And that's all I've got to say, guys.
Wow, wow, wow. Pastor D, I'm telling you, just more and more stories that are just impacting people's lives. That's an amazing story. I'm gonna bring in Pastor D. I know she is want to have some questions or may just want to make some comments. But Pastor D,
That is beautiful, Angie. That is really, really a beautiful story. I'm sitting here listening to you, and a lot of times we have a lot of guests that come on and they're sharing how the vitamin sprays help them with a serious medical condition, and those stories are phenomenal. But this is a great story for those who may not be dealing with any type of sickness or any type of disease, but there's someone just lacking energy. And when you're lacking energy, you don't want to do anything. It's like your life is just, it's like you're sitting back just watching your life pass before you when you don't have any energy. So I was really I was walking through your story with you, and I can relate to everything that you were saying. Waking up, and after the first hour being up, no energy, and you got a 2-year-old running around the house, you don't feel like dealing with that, just don't feel like doing anything. And it's a terrible, suffering feeling when you don't have energy. And I know many of you listening today can relate to that. You need the energy to be motivated to do the things you want to do. It's like, as you said, take the sprays. What do you have to lose by not taking the spray? You have a lot to lose by not taking it, but a lot to gain by taking them. And then she said she's getting better sleep. You need better sleep. Your body needs sleep to keep itself in good, healthy condition. Getting good sleep has a lot to do with staying healthy. So now she's sleeping, so she said her tongue was hanging out of her mouth.
Well, boy, somebody is sleeping good, man. When that tongue start hanging out the mouth.
She's probably drooling all over the place, pillow probably something, but she don't care. She's getting that good REM sleep. Right, Annie? And then she's at work, and she's got this relaxed state of mind. You know what? That's priceless. That's like having peace when you're just so relaxed that you kind of stand and you put your hands on your hips and you're like, wow, I'm just so relaxed. I feel so good. And the giggling part, I can relate to you, girl. I can relate to you in the giggling. So there's nothing else you can but giggle. I mean, what else can you do? It's just good, positive energy. And it's just a phenomenal story. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I just pray that people that are listening would take those sprays. If you got them and you just got them sitting around, my goodness, you're doing yourself injustice. Pick up that B boost or that vitamin D powder and spray and just watch your life just get better, and help someone else. You're around some people that just no energy. You're around people every day, how they got a bad attitude or they got no energy or there's, something's going on with them. They moody, or they're depressed or something's happening. Don't let it happen. Give them a spray. Oh, do like Ashley does. Ashley, just open their mouth and spray it in there for them. So thank you for it. Boy, Angie, that's so wonderful. I love it. I enjoyed every bit of what you shared with us today. And Pastor Dale, I'm telling you, it's what's happening here. People are literally getting their lives back because they're being obedient enough to take this praise. And like we always have to add, we can't make any claim that the house praise can heal or cure or any sickness or disease you have. But listen to the stories, listen to the testimonies, and be a part of what's happening. Help change somebody else's life. Pastor Dale, back to you, man. Okay.
Well, I thank you, Angie. Amazing story, and we always get something new from people. And when you talk about, your story, your life, your journey, that's going to resonate with somebody else. That's going to touch somebody else, and they're going to say, "Wow, that happened to her. I should get on this product." And so always these stories are always important because there's always other people like you who are having the same kind of challenges that you have, and they don't know what they can do. I mean, before the sprays, you had to find a way to adapt and pretty much accept your condition. But with these products, you don't have to accept your condition because these products causes these conditions to be able to be mitigated. As Pastor Denise said, we can't make any claims, but what we can say is that talk to people who've had the same problem and talk to see what they've done. And you'll see that they've done nothing different besides use our product, our natural, healthy, quality product. And that's what changed their lives around. Well, Angie, I know you have to get back to dispatch, but any last words before you go?
actually, thank you today for having me on the call. I look forward to hearing some positive notes coming from the call, stemming from the call. Maybe it just jump-started somebody into another level, or maybe go after that customer that they've been waiting to talk to and just maybe didn't know how. But one last thing I did not mention, very, very important, and I can't believe I skipped over this during my testimony of sprays. I actually had high blood pressure. Imagine that, right? Gotten on the sprays, and my blood pressure has come down. I got it checked just last night, and it's still a little elevated, but it's near normal versus where it used to be. So that has a major, major difference right there. And that's it, guys.
Wow. Well, and we're hearing that story all over about people, hypertension and blood pressure is coming down and things of that nature. So this is something that is definitely reoccurring. So it always tells us that if something is reoccurring, and it's because and people are, the only thing different that they're doing is they're using the product, then more than likely has to be with the product that they're using, and they happen to use our product. Thank you so much, Andy Bradley, for joining us on this call. Looking forward to having you on the call again at some point. And so thank you so much for all that you've shared.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I believe we're going out to the UK today for our quote. Miss Dr. Anita Poole, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me okay, Dale?
I can hear you wonderful. How are you?
I am great. Thank you very much. And absolutely great hearing from you, Angie, and so pleased that these TEN sprays are doing such great things for you and your family and, everyone that you share it with. So absolutely fantastic. Actually, folks, we also had a great, great testimonial yesterday from Julie with her son with autism. And, that day I read this article, for example, in the UK. And again, this is a problem. I quote the UK, but this is a problem all around the world. There are more than 600 people with learning disabilities and autism who are lost in psychiatric and special hospitals because the disorder may be misunderstood. It may be associated with vitamin deficiencies, etc., etc. Now, isn't that sad? These people, are being brought up without their families, not so easily accessible to their families. They're almost being institutionalized. And here we have yesterday this wonderful testimonial of Julie's son improving so amazingly with our vitamin D3 spray and the other sprays that his doctors and his psychiatrist is, absolutely astounded and wants to know more about the sprays. Again, I read an article today that actually linked, they're doing some research here now in the UK to look at the effect of, for example, antidepressants are being so widely prescribed all around the world. More than 50 million prescriptions were written in the UK last year for Prozac and antidepressant drugs. They're finding traces of these drugs in the water supply, like many other drugs. That water supply then, therefore, goes into the ecological system, and they're finding that it's even affecting the behavior of birds in a negative way rather than a positive way. And now they're having to conduct some studies. So can you imagine, folks, the drugs we are taking from pharmaceutical companies, yes, some of them are necessary, and it's great that, Marie Curie and others discovered certain drugs. However, as a society, we are overusing drugs. We are overusing painkillers. We are overusing antibiotics. We are overusing statins. We are overusing antidepressants, and the list goes on. And now traces are in the water supply. Why? Because we don't absorb 100% of what we take in through the gut. Whereas taking a spray, we are absorbing about 90%. and taking a TEN spray, a team effort network spray, they are natural substances. So anything we're not absorbing, it's natural substances that are going into the water and going into the ecological system. So, we are a green company, which is a great, great, great way to be. So, Hesiod, an ancient Greek poet, said, if you keep adding little by little, sooner it will become a huge heap. So share, 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 share. And before you know it, that sharing will become a massive heap, massive momentum. And like Dale and Denise said at the beginning of the call, sharing with a few people, first your family, your friends, then your church, your business contacts, your social contacts, then the rest of the town, then all the holistic people, all the, fitness people, all the medical people, all the business people, just everyone, anyone who needs money, anyone who wants to get better, anyone who wants peak mental and physical performance. We don't claim to treat, cure, or prevent, but we do know these TEN sprays are helping people. And sharing, together, literally, it will become a heap. It will become momentum. It will become so fast that we are building that it is unstoppable. You cannot slow it down. Every time you go into your back office, there's so many people in there that you can't even keep a track of it. That's what's going to happen, folks. So, if you haven't really grasped that yet, they say in power thinking, the phrase is purge your thinking. Like Mel and Amy always say, it's never another person's issue. It's never an issue to do with this, that, and the other. The only issue you will find is it's to do between the two ears, basically. So it's all to do with our thinking. It's all to do with our belief. So step by step, says Katrina Rando, one thing at a time, and you can build or create whatever it is that you want. Having decided on your priorities in life, realize that progress usually comes step by step, not all at once, but taking that step by step and prioritizing your goals for optimal living, optimal wealth, optimal income, optimal health, you will achieve unlimited, limitless vision. So just set your vision, be proactive, be a power thinker, and go for it. Back to you, Dale and Denise.
Wow. Well, limitless. I like that, limitless. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Anita Poole, for that great information. Thank you, Angie Bradley, for joining us on the call. And we're really excited about having you guys on the call. Don't forget, guys, the 10-minute peak calls, overview of our company, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time every day, Monday through Friday. That number is 605-475-4000. 605-475-4000. The password or the code is 102-3872. 102-3872. All right, Pastor Z, back to you.
That's it. It's been a great call. I've enjoyed every bit of it. And family, get back on the call with us again tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, like Pastor Jill, the 10-minute call is going to start at 12 o'clock. That's 12 Eastern Standard Time. But also, we have the Spanish call that starts at 9:10 Pacific a.m. and 12:10 Pacific Eastern Standard Time. So that will be today. Also, to get the Spanish-speaking guests on so they can listen and see what's happening here in Team Effort Network. You have about 9 days left, family, to qualify for the promotion that's on the table. Do not forget, 9, you can do a lot can happen in 9 days between the 10-minute opportunity call, between the TTT taking place and your three-way calling. You can make that vision reality. So 9 days left to qualify for executive county bonus and receive $1,000 as you walk across the stage for our 1-year birthday anniversary that will take place in February 2013 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, I'll be back tomorrow morning, family. Looking forward to hearing more great things that are happening here at Team Efforts Network. I know that you are loved and you are greatly appreciated. Have a blessed day on purpose. God bless you all.